We know that socialization process is the most important social process that children go through and that adults also go through. But how does this process take place? Who makes this socialization happen? When culture is transmitted from one group to another group, one generation to the other generation, then who is doing that? Who are the people who are doing this? Who are the institutions who are doing this? So all those people or institutions or forces or the motivators who are making the socialization happen are called the agents of socialization. All our life we come across so many agents of socialization who have brought about many, many significant changes in our life and in our behavior. People, groups, and social institutions are agents of socialization. They make children entirely functional. They teach the different ways of behaving, desirable behaviors to children. They teach them the values, they teach them the norms, and they teach them how to exist and survive and function in a particular society and a particular culture. The very first and the strongest, perhaps, institute or agent of socialization is the family. This is the very first agent that a child comes in contact with. That is why it is perhaps most influential, because we know that no matter which school or college or university we go to, we'd never forget what we had learned at home from our parents and from our family. Family is the most significant agent which plays an essential role in primary socialization, the very initial socialization that takes place in a child's life. And that includes things like language, for example, personality, self-esteem. These things are learned very early in the family. Research shows that although parents may not treat male and female children much differently, but the nature of the interaction is different. So there is a host of research that shows that the way parents handle their children, a male child and a female child, a male baby and a female baby, is different. Parents may have same feelings and same love and affection for both, but the games that they play with their children, for example, are different. A father may be doing boxing or wrestling with a very young infant, but they will not do it with the daughter. So from the very beginning, the young female child is treated very softly, and the young boy, even when he was a baby, is treated in a different, tougher manner. A different language is used with that baby, and a different language is used with the girl. Then the next agent of socialization that we come across in our life are the peers, our peer group and our peer preferences and other preferences. Children, they have learned a lot of things from home, but when they enter into a peer group, they learn more new things. Many behaviors which your family had not even talked about are learned from your peers. And during that process, when you are interacting with your peer group, it is not only that you are learning from your peers are also learning from you. The culture from your family is transmitted to your peers. And similarly, the culture in that family from where the peers are coming from is transmitted to you. Games that we play with our friends, age mates, they are also colored by the gender roles, identity, and preferences. Girls play different games, boys play different games. And here we should also remember that our school and the environment at school matters a lot. School and education. After the family, perhaps if you think about your own life also, the biggest impact on our minds, including about gender roles and gender responsibilities, comes from, and it is learned from, our school and the educational system which we have been in. The educational system the school curricula, the textbooks that you study, the teachers' attitudes, all these things matter. They add to our gender role socialization. Research shows that teachers treat male children and female children differently. Even at higher educational levels, research shows the teacher may treat a male student and a female student in a different manner. And this, in this case, the gender of the teacher also matters. Research also shows that teachers encourage children to behave in a gender-specific manner. They encourage boys to behave like boys and men, and they encourage girls to behave like girls and women. And if a child does not exhibit gender-specific, gender-related behavior, then that child is discouraged. So if a boy is behaving like girls and mixing up more with girls, usually the teachers are going to discourage this type of behavior. Perhaps the most influential agent of socialization is media. No matter what the parents had taught, no matter what our peers had told us, no matter what the school textbooks said, and no matter what the teachers at school had told us, if we have learned something from media, and if we have seen it, if we have heard it, if we had felt it, then we are going to take its impact. Media, especially electronic media, nowadays has become a very strong agent of socialization. It has been seen, and research shows that media in many ways strengthens gender stereotypes. Men and women are portrayed on media in a stereotypical manner generally. Media promotes gender-specific behaviors, and this is how in movies, for example, and dramas, where men are in the male lead role, they show violent acts, violent behaviors. And this is something which is not shown in case of female actors or female characters in the plays or in the movies. But we also see that gradually things are also changing. Media is also becoming gender sensitized. And there have been attempts across the globe that whether it is the news or the current affairs, movies or plays, something positive is taking place, and they are now trying to portray genders in a more realistic manner and a more practical manner, so that the younger generation learns better concepts about gender, especially using a feminist standpoint.